It is the first full week of August 2025. We filled our week up with a couple of steak fries and a few golf outings. We packed up our trailer and set our grills up at a few different locations this week. We also had more barbecue ribs. In the meantime, we also did some work on the pavilion, and that is almost finished. Stick around after the intro to see what we did. This is our week. We started our week early this week with a small golf outing Tuesday evening. Chicken and ribs were on the menu. This is for a small group of golfers. We cook for them a couple times a year, so it was good to get out and see them again. Me and Ramon cooked the chicken at our place on Tuesday evening and shipped everything out to the golf outing when we were done. Here is Johnny getting the buttered redskin potatoes ready for Tuesday evening. He stayed inside and got the sides ready while Ramon and myself went out and grilled the chicken. Once everything was cooked, we arrived at the golf course. We were at Sweetbriar Golf Course. We were there a few times already this year and actually twice this week. Set up in the pavilion. And here's the buffet. Like I said, it was a small group, just 40 golfers. Yeah, the coleslaw, and there's those buttered red skin potatoes, along with the grilled lemon herb boneless chicken breast and barbecue ribs. Our next event was on Thursday, back out at the same golf course at Sweetbriar, but a much larger event on Thursday. We had about 140 golfers that day. Chicken and ribs on the menu as well. Just more going. There's Johnny putting the finishing touches on the ribs. A little bit of sauce. I believe we had 27 slabs of ribs Thursday morning for the golf outing. Once the ribs were good and tender, it's time to cut them and pan them for service. Add an extra couple brushes of sauce with each layer of ribs that we put in the pan. So we had 27 slabs to cut on Thursday. And once all 27 slabs were cut and panned, it was time to head back out to the grill to do the chicken for Thursday's golf outing. Had 140 pieces, so we ran 1.5 grill tops. All three of us got loaded up, and then it was on to finishing the chicken and heading out to the golf course. Back at Sweetbriar Golf Course Thursday morning, same location as Tuesday evening. We sent Johnny and Sarah to set this golf outing up while everyone else stayed behind to work on a steak fry for Thursday night. And here's the buffet from Thursday afternoon's golf outing. Very similar menu to Tuesday with the buttered red skin potatoes. Had buttered corn on Thursday, that was the only thing different. And then we also had the grilled chicken breast with the barbecue ribs. And as I said, Thursday we went out to VFW as well in Amherst. We had a steak fry for 164 guests. They were able to choose from a half grilled chicken or steak. So we had about 40 or 50 chicken dinners, and everything else was New York strip steaks. Here's the buffet for that menu. We served inside on the counter in the VFW. We did whole steamed red skin potatoes, our green beans with mushrooms and onions. There's the steaks and chicken. We have breast quarters and leg quarters, and we also had a salad table Thursday. Saturday started off with a small pickup, had a veggie tray. We also had our sweet Italian sausage with a garnish of peppers and onions. See me here getting the peppers and onions ready. That is a unique way of cutting peppers that I was taught probably about 15 years ago by a chef I worked under. It's really quick and efficient, very minimal waste. It's how we teach everyone that comes to work for us to prep bell peppers. Real simple, a little vegetable oil, some kosher salt, and some black pepper. Mix that up, make sure all the peppers and onions are coated real well. Then it just gets spread out into a pan and roasted in the oven. And then, like I said, that is served garnished on our sweet Italian sausages. It was a small pickup, 10 sausages, 20 chicken breast, small vegetable tray, and a couple of sides. Nice simple way to start a Saturday. Here are a couple of the finished dishes for the pickup Saturday morning. There is the sweet Italian sausages and the grilled boneless lemon herb chicken breast. Once we got that all packed up and out, we loaded up the trailer again and headed to the IAV in Lorain for another steak fry. This was a class reunion. Again, they had the choice between a grilled half chicken or steak. I believe we had about 40 chicken dinners for this event, and everything else was New York strips again. So very similar menu to Thursday evening. Here we got a little footage of us setting up. Sometimes we get this when we go out, sometimes we don't. All depends on if I remember to set up the tripod before we get out and start unloading the trailer. We have everything we need to grill on site in that trailer. We have 3 of our smaller grills, along with a bunch of propane burners, charcoal, lighter fluid, all the tools needed to maintain the grill and the charcoal while we're cooking. Along with a handful of pop-up tents that we use in case the weather's not cooperating. But Saturday, the weather was beautiful, so we left those tarps in the trailer and grilled out in the open sun. We got the first grill ready. We just had one grilled top of chicken to do Saturday, so we lit that grill first and lit the second grill, timed it so it would be ready when it was time to throw the steaks on. This is our bone-in lemon herb chicken. We do bone-in chicken two ways. We do it barbecue or lemon herb. And both events this week were lemon herb on the bone-in chicken. So very similar to our boneless breast. Based it with our golden sauce, fresh lemons. And this has a much different taste. The skin gets nice and crispy. The bone-in aspect of the chicken adds a lot of flavor. So even though it's seasoned and basted similar to the boneless chicken breast, it has a completely different flavor, I think. It's one of my favorite dishes that we do. We don't do it enough, if you ask me. We had whole red skin potatoes cooking in our steamer. We steamed those on site as well. That is our medium-sized steamer there. I have a couple small ones and a couple way bigger ones. Here we are pulling the chicken off the grill. I was panning up the white meat. Ramon was panning up the leg quarters. You get one each with the dinner, so it's a pretty decent sized plate. Once the chicken was done, we had fresh coals and a second grill ready to go, nice and hot for the steaks. These are our smaller grills. We have 3 of them this size. They hold 20 pounds of charcoal each. Since that grill top was already hot, we didn't have to waste time preheating it. We just moved it from one grill to the other and started loading some steaks. These are New York strip steaks that are cut for us to order from Polanski's Meat Market. It's where we get all our steaks. These were really nice last week. when we do steak fries, we cook steaks to order. Our server will ask guests as they arrive at the venue if they had chicken or steak. If they had steak, we ask them how they'd like it cooked. So we have a breakdown of X number of rares, X number of medium rares, so on and so on. And so we cook in batches. We do however many we can get through the line and get served within a few minutes. That way that keeps the steaks from sitting in the chafing dishes and overcooking. Keeps them nice and fresh. So we will cook some mediums, then we add rares, and we'll do a few more mediums, and so on and so on. By this point, when we started filming the steaks, we already had the well-dones finished. We only had 2 well-dones for the evening, so we threw those on right as the chicken was finishing up and got those out of the way. As the steaks were finishing up, the potatoes were done steaming, so here is Ramon pulling those out of the steamer. We devised a way to steam potatoes on site years and years ago when my father started the business. We get those big nets. They are called ham nets. It's what they use to smoke hams in at the butcher shop, so we order those for ourselves. Bag up the potatoes. One net will fit in a pan, and so that allows us to just pull out a big batch of potatoes at once. Makes it real easy to get them ready for service once they're finished cooking. And at this point, I believe we either had just started serving or were about to start serving. And we're finishing up the last of the steaks. So you see Ramon putting on the last few now. And yep, we were just getting ready to serve. There you see Johnny and Stephanie running in the chicken. And here's the buffet line, Saturday night. Similar to Thursday evening, roll and butter, whole steamed red skin potatoes, New York strip steaks for some, and half grilled chicken dinner for others, along with a salad table as well. That rounds out the week. There's our pavilion almost finished. Next week we will not have an Our Week video since we are slow. All we have is a couple pickups, and I don't think that's anything that's going to be too fun to film and show you guys. So instead of an Our Week video, we will have a construction update as our pavilion is nearly completed. So I'd like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Go ahead and click a video that's on your screen now, and don't forget to tune in next week.